they are doing to Gaza right now. 2002 open letter in Guardian, there was a South African Braden Cam, journalist. He wrote an open letter in all the major newspapers addressing the minister of Israel at that time, who was Ariel Sharon. He asked him not to kill innocent civilians, stop the apartheid, stop building that stupid wall they have, stop controlling their resources, stop controlling who will live, who will not live, who will get to have water, who will get to have electricity, who will have the right to education. And even if the people who are going to get education, Israel was the one controlling what kind of syllabus will be taught to their schools. So that was something South African people were against. And South African people were taking a keen interest, because we know in 1948 to 1980s, there was an apartheid in South Africa as well. The white man, those of you who have studied colonialism know that the white people of the West actually colonized half of the world. I am coming from Pakistan, that is Al-Hind. We have been colonized by the British as well. Most of the African continent was colonized by French, and a little bit of part of that was colonized by the British as well. So those white people was actually committing an active genocide there in South Africa. So South Africans threw them over, and now they are in present day, they are pretty much liberated, going good, especially Burkina Faso, good, well done to them. So he said that the Palestinian academics, they should launch the campaign of academic and cultural boycott of Israel, because the governments and the other pressures, they are not working. Other governments, obviously, they can't get up one day and go to full-scale war over Israel. This is something that can't be done. So how do we do in a peaceful manner, how to put pressure on them in a peaceful manner to not to continue to suppress normal, average human beings, is to have a boycott. So in 2005, Palestinian civil society, which was there in the West Bank and Gaza and all the strip that is called the Gaza Strip at that time, which was getting more and more constricted by those Israelis and their invasion of the land, they said that we have to have boycott, divest, and sanction, which is the BDS call. One of the people, one of the organizations, very famous now all around the world, they have called to boycott McDonald's and called to boycott other, that coffee house and everything. Starbucks, yeah. We don't have it in Pakistan, therefore I forget the name. Sorry. We don't even have those things. But yeah, McDonald's is very famous. That is also, the sales are declining, things are going good. Then there was a super mall which was all over in the Arab world. It has gone out of business. So some kind of boycott, Carrefour. So some kind of boycott calls are working, definitely. And they say that boycott is a key part of this strategy, urging international solidarity until Israel complies with international law. This is a very crucial point. The people of BDS, the people of PACBI, they are not against Israel as a country. They're not against them. See, they are Jews, that's why we hate them. They are different from us. They speak a different language, that's why we hate them. No. In 1948, when those people came from Europe, most of them are Eastern European. Even that Benjamin Netanyahu, he's not Netanyahu, he's Milowski. That's a fake name he's using. He's Polish, by the way. All of them are from Poland, Ukraine, Russia, all that time. They're Eastern European. So those people came. Palestinians were the one who welcomed them with open arms. They actually put them there. They come on, you're like our brothers. So it's not that. This point is very important, that all they want is that Israel should comply with international law. What ICC, International Criminal Court, ICJ, International Court of Justice has said. And International Court of Justice has said that Benjamin Netanyahu is a criminal. He should be put behind bars and the genocide should end, but they are not doing it. They're saying, we won't do what you've asked us to do. Who can stop us? And yeah, no one can stop him. Because apparently, might is right in this dystopian world. So the historical precedent is there, non-violent anti-apartheid tactics. They do not want violence, they do not want war, they do not want to kill the Jews, they do not want to kill anyone at all. It's just non-violent. Stop the apartheid, stop the oppression, that's all they want. So leaders argue that sanctions against South Africa, boycotting institution can process. See, South Africa was under an apartheid regime. It worked because governments all over the world took it seriously, especially the US as well. They actually put pressure on that government to withdraw and to give power to the people of South Africa, and that happened. This is what they want, the Pathway people. And it was quickly endorsed by dozens of Palestinian academic, cultural, professional organizations, including university professors, unions, artists, journalists, federations, NGOs, and trade unions. So, and obviously, even it has expanded out of Palestine right now after the genocide that we have been seeing since the past 2 years. People like us are also supporting that. So PACB stands for Palestinian Campaign for Academic and Cultural Boycott of Israel. It's a coalition of Palestinian scholars and intellectuals launched in 2004. Point to be noted again, it is much before this happened, much before October 7th. October 7th is not when it all started. It has started since 1948. It has started since the Nakba happened in the 1960s. It has started since the West Bank was happening. Everything has been happening. It's just that we see it now because of social media. Otherwise, we were not aware of it. Things were happening. They were as bad as that before. Calling for a boycott of Israeli academic and cultural institutions. Now, in future slides, I will discuss why do we have to boycott the academic institutions, because they are just teaching, right? They are teachers, they are educated people, right? This is what people say, this is the doubt, but we will be discussing that. Why them? Mandate is to pressure Israel to end its occupation, discriminatory policies by isolating institutions seen as complicit in those policies. Colonial oppression of Palestinians should end. See, there was a university in Palestine, in Gaza, which has been completely destroyed and bombed intentionally. All the professors, most of them are killed intentionally. Many of the teachers of the younger schools-going children are killed intentionally. Most of the students are killed very much intentionally. The PACB call was backed by major Palestinian academic bodies such as Federation of Unions of Palestine University Professors. Most of them are shaheeds right now. Other civil society group, those endorses give PACB credibility as Palestinian consensus position on this issue that we have to stand with them. This is something all the Palestinians are supporting. There is no doubt that some are supporting and some are not. No, not at all. And it has published their detailed guideline. 2014 version is there, how the academic boycott should work. See, very important line is targeting Israeli universities and official program, not individual scholars per se. Do not target an individual person just because he's an Israeli or he holds a particular passport or he or she can have a certain faith. No, that is not how it works. It is the institution, and of those institutions, especially the 5 universities which Israel have, including the Haifa one and the Jerusalem one, Ben Gurion especially on top, those universities, and Tech-On University, these are the universities which are actually publishing material against Palestinians, not just Palestinians, against, I don't want to be insensitive, but they say we hate the Arabs, against all the Arabs. And they are making military equipment. There are people there, they are giving them a lot of money, a lot of funding, a lot of grants to make military equipment there to be used on the people of Gaza and West Bank. So it argues that Israeli universities and research centers are actively entwined with state policies. They claim academia provides ideological and technical support. Again, as I was saying, occupation, settlement building, denial of Palestinian rights, they do it in a very, very active manner. On the social media, a lot of campaigns we see from the Israeli people, a lot of AI models, especially when October 7th happened, there was a influx on the social media that how Hamas, which they call, have underground tunnels. And all of those videos were AI. They were not real videos. You must have seen them. All of them, not even a single one was a real video. Those were made by those universities, those institutions. They have actually granted a lot of money to that program. Proponents stress that the political and diplomatic efforts like the UN resolution and negotiations have not changed Israeli policy. See, Saudi and other Abraham Accord countries have actually negotiated a lot, but it went, on deaf ears. UN resolution, a lot of UN resolutions have been passed. We all know that nothing happened. Nothing concrete happened at all. Given this, they consider a boycott is a necessary non-violent measure. Again and again, they keep on saying, if you go on their pages, again and again, they stress on this point. We are non-violent. We don't want war. We don't want to kill anyone. We want peace. And obviously, as people, not governments, not Hamas, not military, this is what we can do, especially the academia. They are the educated class people. Obviously, this is what they'll do. Okay, all forms of international intervention have failed. So international civil society must take action, of which we are a part of. And this is how we can take a part in it. Also, it is our moral responsibility. Even if we are Jews, even, again, I mean, repeating myself, even if we are any faith, we are practicing any faith at all, we have to have some sense of ethics, some kind of moral values within us. We are human beings. There is certain decency. How can you keep on seeing children being blasted apart by bombs in tents and not to condemn it? How can you do that being a human being? This is not possible. And the people still siding with Israel, they are having $7,000 per post. This is a proven fact. Otherwise, if not, then they are very bad human beings. Never meet with them. Okay.
IPAC money.
Oh, yes? Yeah, IPAC. Yeah, exactly. True. So what is an academic boycott according to their PACP's guidelines? The boycott targets the institutions, again, the university names that I took, and official programs of Israeli academia, not individuals by virtue of their nationality or faith. Again, if someone from holding a passport of Israel who has nothing to do with their IDF, he wants to publish a paper in certain Middle Eastern journal, he should be allowed to do that. This is what they say. For example, any university, research institute, or cultural organization that is state-run or complicit in military programs is boycottable. All right, well, my personal opinion is that, I mean, we know that for all the Israeli people, when they get of a certain age, it is compulsory or mandatory for them to join their military service. So who is without that? Who is an individual without blood on their hands? Who is? That is my personal opinion. Let's go back to the PACBI. Under PACBI's rules, academic events such as conferences, workshops, book fairs, and exhibition, etc., are sponsored or hosted by Israeli academic bodies or affiliated lobby groups should be boycotted. This is what they are focusing on. Those things should be absolutely boycotted. Similarly, research collaborations or exchange programs under the aegis of an Israeli institution or government should be suspended. The principle is clear. Any project funded by or formally linked to Israeli entities is subject to boycott, which is funded by those murderous orcs that is supposed to be in a boycott list, should be in the dustbin. There was an exchange program in the early 2000s. I was very sad to know that Pakistan, my country, was also in the list, and a lot of Arab countries, Turkey and Malaysia and Israel, a lot of them were in the list, and some kind of students were exchanged in those programs, in some scientific studies. But then again, we as a country officially do not recognize that entity as a government or as a legit state, so they had to go back, thankfully. So specifically, PACBI guidelines say to boycott conferences in Israel, especially you are not supposed to travel there, or abroad if they are co-sponsored or convened by their universities or complicit bodies like their colleges or some kind of institution which are affiliated with those Israeli universities. Also, panels at the international conferences run by Israeli academic associations are boycottable, as are meetings of global organizations taking place in Israel under official sponsorship. In short, events or programs under Israeli institutional control should be avoided. Avoid them, boycott them. Very important. What isn't boycotted? No personal targeting. The person, individual who has no association with the government or their military, you cannot boycott them, it's all right. But check if the person is not in the IDF. Academic freedom, very important point. Most of the people internationally, especially my peers back home, my peers in Europe especially, were saying, they are continuously asking me this question, that what about academic freedom? All the groups are supposed to have equal contribution. We cannot say someone not to contribute to science or some kind of technology. Why? See, they stress respect for academic freedom. They explain that individual researchers, Israeli or otherwise, remain free to engage in scholarship. Only official roles, such as Israeli university president giving a lecture on the behalf of institution, are barred. Why? Because the institution, again, I'm going to stress upon the point, I'm repeating, those institutions are actively involved in dehumanizing Palestinians. They are actively involved in dehumanizing all Arabs, everyone else who is not a Jew. Even the other Jews who are black or some other racial entities, they call them goyim, they call them some other kind of people. They do not like them at all. And well, that's a long debate, whatever is written in their Talmud. I read it and I was like, my mind was blasted by what I was reading. So importantly, PACBI does not require Palestinian academics to refuse any collaboration with anyone. It's all right. We can have collaborations. It urges the international scholars to support Palestinian universities directly. See, we have to support them. This is what they urge. But well, the University of Gaza was destroyed. So whatever is left, we have to support, obviously. It's a moral and ethical duty as academians. Because, well, the educated people in the world are little bit lesser in number than those who are not educated. It is the responsibility on our shoulder that we have to tell them what is the right way and what is not.
I think that Palestinian collaboration refers to Palestinians working in Israeli universities.
Oh, those are the ones who actually have those yellow or green kind of card holders. They have some certain cards there that only you can be part of us. And they treat them in a very derogatory way. But obviously, we cannot ask them to boycott because they are already living in a very limited scale. They're already limited to very few jobs. We cannot ask them not to work in an Israeli university. See, I was looking at a video, at a video call with a Palestinian person in the West Bank. They were drinking Lipton tea, and someone was saying, someone I know was saying, we are boycotting Lipton, why are you not boycotting Lipton? But at that point I realized that we have to understand they have no other choice. They have no other option. Our markets are full with things which are not brands by them. They don't have it. They don't have a choice. Therefore, it's all right if they want to work there. Not if they are not directly involved with killing of their own people, obviously. And obviously they can't. Non-academic purges. In summary, PACBI's boycott is about institution and funding streams. Normal academic cooperation like co-authoring papers, mentoring students, that is not under Israeli institutional sponsorship is not targeted. It disavows any forms of personal discrimination. Again and again, they say we do not discriminate personally. We just don't want funding going to them, and which is in turn killing our kids. Please, next slide. Again, this is just the debate which is going on these days, especially in US and Europe, mostly in US these days. PACB says that It is consistent, academic freedom is there. We do not want to have certain people of certain background, religion, race, ethnicity. We're just boycotting some institutions. But this is what they support the argument with. But see, then again, the critics object. Most of them are my peers from US universities, sorry to say. They say that, see, we cannot do that. It is violating the open exchange program. It is signaling out the Israelis. It is double standarding and etc. But the thing is, we have been seeing in the past few years that the students themselves in those universities refuse to study when the teacher that found out that he's an Israeli person who was an active member of the combat force, who has been killing people, the students walked out of the classroom. They said, we don't want him as a teacher. That happened in the US. So people are getting woke, you know. So the critics say that this is kind of a collective punishment and etc. But then again, my argument, my personal argument to that is, what about the collective punishment of Palestinians then? What about that? What did their children do? Nothing. It's not a collective punishment at all. When the whole society is actively involved in combat, how is it a punishment? Very few people of the Israeli society, young people who have access to social media, get influenced, get to know the other side of the picture, and they refuse service. And you know, when they refuse service, they are put in prison. They have to serve a couple of months there because they refuse to serve in the IDF. Very strange thing, their own people. So this is an ongoing debate, going back and forth. All the major universities in the world are still debating on this point. Next slide, please. The demand is to pressure Israel to comply with international law and their rights, boycott statement, withdrawal from all 1967 occupied territories which they took after the Nakba in the West Bank and Gaza, but they are taking more and more territories. This is what they want. They want them to withdraw. They are even fine with two-state solution. It's all right, but withdraw from our territories. Don't take such a big piece of land unjustly. And obviously, do not control our education system, do not control our water irrigation system, our water plantation system, electricity system, and the airport system. Palestinians, most of them, actually all of them, the younger generation, they do not know how airports work. They haven't seen an airplane. Although before 1948, they had an airport in their country. They had a seaport in their country. They were quite developed. But then, all right, that happened.
Excuse me, after all what I've seen in the past few years, does these type of demands stand? They don't stand anymore.
They don't.
Nothing. So I don't believe that this could be, you know, the way forward.
This could not be the way forward. This is exactly same my sentiment. But see, the Pakbai people or the BDS people who are actually from Palestine, this is what they are limited to. This is their choice. They still continuously have to defend themselves again and again. See, I am also putting again and again, the line is there. We are non-violent. We are non-violent. We don't want harm to anyone. We are non-violent. We are civil society. They need to clarify their positions again and again so that the international society would listen or to take them seriously. I do not agree with this stance as a person, but as as one individual from the society, this is how the world is working. This is how it is in the dystopian times. Very sad. It is actually very dejecting. Actually, you're right. But this is how the world is. This is.
I think this pathway would work on the West, but not with us. Like the global South are in a completely different level when it comes to boycotting or being violent or non-violent.
No, actually, this is actually good for the Middle Eastern countries as well. See, in Oman, in your country, it might be a little different. But if there is any Emirati, I'm sorry. But in Emirates, it's a very different story. It is.
Sorry to interrupt, but can we just leave the question?
For the later on. Please note down all the questions. We will have a discussion session later. It's all right.
We always say that in our mind, BDS and pathway are the first step in the ladder.
Yeah.
They're not the end of the ladder, but
They're just the first step. Bare minimum. But the thing is, what I have noticed that most of the majority of the population, they don't know about them. Only you people who are yourselves somehow related to academia, you are teachers, you're students, therefore you know about these things, you're educated people. Most of the population, they don't know. That's the problem. They don't know. They have no knowledge. So it is our duty to tell them these things, that this is what they want. And obviously this guideline is targeting the West, yes, but it is also targeting the Middle East as well. Our country, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Burma, all those as well, African countries as well. All the South Africa, North Africa, those as well. South Africa is quite online on board with them, but the northern part is not. See, still there's a lot of space left to work upon. So advocacy beyond direct actions, they also encourage scholars associations, students unions to pass resolution condemning their policies, endorsing the boycott. See, public statements, petitions, campaigns, raise awareness. This is the point where we come. Raise awareness. This is what we have to do. People in my country, most of the women who are also educated, I'm sorry to say, but they are mostly uneducated about this issue. They don't know what was the Nakba. They don't know why this happened. You all are maybe Arabs, that's why you know about it, because you are very close, in a very close proximity. People in our part of the world, they don't even know what is Israel, what is Palestine, what is that. All they know is Al-Quds. This was the Qibla Awwal, that's it. This is all they know. This is all their knowledge. They have no idea what is Israel doing there, what are the Palestinians, how they are living. West Bank is different than Gaza. They don't even know that. So this is where we come. We have to tell them, to educate the masses. So we have to support them. The central objective is that we have to support them directly, indirectly, in any way we can. See, the way we can do is to raise awareness. This is what I think we could do, to raise awareness. What Madam Umama did, to actually go with the flotilla, very brave of her. This is what we could do. This is, we can do all these things as people of civil society. Other than that, again, it is the work of the governments to put some kind of sanctions there. Your government is a good one. It is actually doing some things. I read in the news. Okay, please, next one. But we really need support from the governments at this point. Recent developments, an example, post-2023 surges there. Obviously, it is again, they have called it war in their page. That's why I wrote war. It is not a war. It's a full-blown Holocaust, much worse than a genocide. Call for academic boycott intensified globally. Hundreds of scholars petitioned in 2025 to reconsider collaboration with Israel. A lot of people, a lot of universities, especially in the West, are moving away from them. I have a list. I will show you. University actions are there. 30 higher education institutions across Europe, like Netherlands, Belgium, Italy, Spain, they said we are not going to do any more joint project with Israeli institutions. This is what PACBI wanted. This is what they wanted. This is what they are actually getting now. Campus protests are being there in UK, all over Europe actually. This is really picking up in Italy. Italy is like it. The students took to the roads. The students did amazing. In all over the UK, the students are doing amazing. In Spain, all of those people, they are having campus protests. They don't want teachers from their Israeli passport holder universities. They don't want people from there. They want people more and more to come from Palestine to join a rehab program and everything. But again, their governments are not very much supportive of their demands. But then again, the pressure buildup is real. The pressure buildup is real, and they are doing that. The grassroots moves have met mixed responses. Some governments and institutions have reacted against the boycotts. Well, most of the governments have reacted against the boycotts, but then again, some governments are good and well with it. Please, next slide. That is a tricky point about the government, so I will leave you to watch the news about that. So academic supporters are scholarly communities, a lot of they have endorsed. See, note the date, 2014, much before October 7th, anthropologists of 500 Middle Eastern studies scholar around the world called for boycott of Israeli institutions because they were complicit in rights violation. Student Union, UK National Union, they have adopted pro-BDS resolution. I have seen them. They have worked a lot. They have arranged a lot of protest call. They have arranged encampments in their campuses. A lot of their universities are working a lot. Even in US, Harvard students did a lot of encampments. Trump actually sanctioned them, their president, but they put up a good fight, a very good fight, actually. So institutional skeptics are there. They say that, oh, this is anti-Semitism. If you signal them out, important point, those people are not Semitics. Semitics are you people. Arabic, Aramaic, and Hebrew people, they are the Semitic people. Their Hebrew is not the real Hebrew. Hebrew is a written language, the actual Hebrew. It is a written language in which Torah was written, they say. But we know that Torah is not the word of God anymore. A lot of rabbis have put a lot of things in it over the passage of time. This is true. If there's a Jew here, please don't kill me, but this is true. I've had my research. Come talk to me if you have an issue later on. So they are not Semitic. See, when they speak in their Hebrew, this kind of Hebrew, they invented it around when they had their Israel. It is only some 70 years old language. See, a very common example I give to people, when they say Hamas, they cannot speak it. How do they speak it? Hamas. Ha is the principal point in Yiddish or Ukrainian kind of language, Polish language. They use this word a lot, Hamas. Arabic, Aramaic people know how to use ha. I don't know that much better, but you guys know that a lot. You know the difference between this one ha and this type of ha. See, you know where to put the pressure. These are the Semitic people. Those people are not Semitic, most of them. Yes, they were Semitic people before the Exodus. The Exodus happened after the prophet Moses. That was millions of years ago. Let it go, people. I mean, my grandfather used to tell me that I'm Al-Ghari, by the way. We are Al-Balochis. He used to tell me that we used to be the Bedouin tribes in Saudi Arabia, in the Arab land, some far away times. Then we traveled and went to Balochistan and settled there. So should I go to Saudi Arabia and ask them, okay, I like this house, get out? Should I go do that? How stupid this sounds. This is their base argument. This is the stupidest thing I've heard ever. What kind of argument is that? We are returning home after 3,000 years ago. This is not how the modern world works. Come on, people. You had your Exodus. Stop now. Go away. 12 of those tribes, by the way, still lost. There is no documentation written anywhere. Where did they go? Some of them actually went to Hindustan, my place as well. Some of the people, very fair with blue eyes, they say we are the descendant from the Israelis who were in Exodus. But then again, can they prove it? No, they cannot. And this is the reason DNA test is banned in Israel, by the way. They do not allow DNA testing because they know they are not Semitic. Arabic people, Aramaic still, again, not in use these days. It has gone into extinction, the language. Hebrew, written Hebrew, the actual Hebrew, it is not in use these days. These are the three sister Semitic languages. They are not Semitic. So how can it be anti-Semitic? Come on. Stupid argument. So ongoing debate, the issue is deeply polarized. Is academia still? Yes, it is. A lot of people are against it as well. A lot of people like me are very much in favor of it. Still, there's an ongoing debate is going on there. But still, a lot of universities from the European side and from African side are beginning to see the light after a lot of death and murder. My God. Yeah, it is the first Western university to actually comply with their boycott and principles. It shattered a taboo. Before that, the university deans were actually like, oh, how can we do that? People will call us anti-Semitic. But see, they broke a glass ceiling. They shattered a glass wall, kind of that. These are all the people who are, the student body actually protested a lot. The student body put the pressure, so the deans took it seriously, the vice chancellors took it seriously, and they boycotted. They said, all right, we're standing with you people. So this is all the summary of the event, targeted campaign, focusing on institutions and programs, not on individual level, non-violent. Obviously, current state is campus activism is going on. Institutional decisions are going on in 2024, 25. Still, a lot of things are happening, but others are still continuing to resisting it because of their governments. Most famous example we all know is the Harvard University. That's the biggest name ever. Balancing the in sum, it is a presentation, all right. There is a neutral academic overview. Boycott is a part of broader political struggle. But then again, it is gone over the realm of politics only. This is about humanity now, for God's sakes. These are all the list of the universities and the date. This is the previous year, and the after that 2025. This is 2024, I think. Of Belgium, Finland, Holland, Mexico, Canada, Spain, Holland, South Africa, again, Italy, USA. They have done all these things to stand with the BDS movement and the Pact by principles. It will be taking a lot of time for me to read one by one. Please, you can have a look.
The dates are for this year?
No, this is the previous year.
2024.
So what did they say? Sorry? What does this list mean?
This list means that what kind of measures they took to stand with the BDS movement. For example, the Ghent University of Belgium cut ties with all the Israeli universities. But the Spanish university, the Conference of University Rectors, they suspend the collaboration with the Israeli universities. See the kind of measures they took to stand with BDS, the different kind of measures, I've written them. Do you want me to read them all out, or is all right? Okay. Next one. Yes, sure, you can take a picture. There are 2-3 slides of that.
But none of them is a UK university.
There are some in UK as well. Yes. See, University College London, they did something. So, it's your university. Okay, they did something good. Be proud of them.
Oh, yeah. I'm on board.
You voted?
Yeah.
Well done.
The investment, the university
Oh,
endowment,
that you have to stop the investments.
£250 million.
Oh, 250 million.
Yeah, all of them invested millions.
A lot of money.
They put like around 20 million in Israeli companies, investment stocks.
Oh my God.
And so because of the pressure, they sold the stocks in
Good.
some of the Israelis, but then they refused to sell the stocks of Google, Microsoft.
Yeah, well, Google and Microsoft, escaping them and boycotting them is a challenge. As academians, it is a challenge because we do not have, I mean, it's a very sorry state that a lot of 56 Muslim countries cannot have a platform as well equipped like Google or Microsoft Office. This is kind of sad, but then again, we are looking at China to provide us something in the future. Maybe they will in the next year. Let's hope so. This is the third one?
The last one, yeah.
Okay.
Because it started.
Netherlands, Switzerland, Brazil, Italy, Canada, Spain, Morocco, South Africa, of course. Now, this is the list of 25 now. See, before that, it was 2024. There is no university with Pakistan because, again, as a country, we formally do not recognize them. It is a line written on my passport that this passport is useful for all countries except Israel because we do not recognize them as a country. This is one thing I'm proud of. Let's hope it doesn't go away. Yes, that is it. And now I will leave the stage for the brave lady of the day, Miss Omama Vilwati. Okay, thank you. I've downloaded yours. All right.
شكرا جزيلا لحضوركم ومشاركتكم معنا. طبعا رحيلة ما شاء الله يعني well done، ما قصرت وأعطتكم الموضوع بتفاصيل التفاصيل. في بعض الأشياء المشتركة أنا اعتمدت كثير على سلايدات اللي هي جهزتها في النسخة العربية، وضفت عليها بعض الأشياء المتعلقة بوضعنا هنا في عمان. أول شيء كمفهوم مقاطعة أكاديمية، يمكن المفهوم نفسه أو الفكرة نفسها ما زالت فكرة جديدة وغير مفهومة. إنه يعني إيش مقاطعة أكاديمية؟ يعني كنا الحين مثلا متعودين على مفهوم المقاطعة الاقتصادية. المقاطعة الاقتصادية اللي هي مقاطعة السلع، المنتجات، الخدمات، ولكن إحنا الحين في مرحلة يعني أنا أعتقد أنه نسعى إلى خنق هذا الكيان، خنقه من كل الجوانب بكل الطرق، خنقه إعلامياً، خنقه اقتصادياً، سياسياً، سياحياً، فنياً، ثقافياً، رياضياً. أكيد كلكم لما تتابعوا الأخبار تشوفوا إنه مثلاً اللاعبين الرياضيين مثلاً رفضوا إنهم يشاركوا. قبل فترة كان في أحد المشاركين العمانيين رفضوا إنهم يقابلوا الخصوم الصهاينة أو يوقفوا أمامهم كنوع من الرفض لوجودهم في هذه الفعاليات. الآن جهات كثيرة رياضية تسعى إلى الضغط على الاتحادات بأنها تمنع مشاركة الكيان الصهيوني في هذه التجمعات الرياضية. عندنا المقاطعة الفنية والثقافية، بمعنى أنه المثقفين، ما يدعى بالمثقفين الصهاينة، لا يفترض أن نستدعيهم، لا يفترض أن نترجم لهم، لا يفترض أن يكون لنا تعامل معهم، خاصة إذا كانوا لا يعلنون تبرؤهم من هذا الكيان. يعني مثلا عندنا الكاتب الإسرائيلي المعروف إيلان بابي متبرئ من هذا الكيان، بل هو أكثر شخص يكتب عن التطهير العرقي ويفضح الممارسات الصهيونية، فهذا شخص مختلف. وهناك أشخاص أكاديميين كانوا يعيشون في ما يسمى بالكيان الصهيوني في الأراضي الفلسطينية المحتلة، ومن ثم قرروا أنهم يكشفوا هذا الكيان. ولكن في مثقفين صهاينة يكتبون وما زالوا يعيشون في داخل المستوطنات، وإحنا نعرف أن المستوطنات هي أراضي تم انتزاعها بشكل كامل من أصحابها ومن أصحاب الأرض. فإذا إحنا عندنا الآن أنواع مختلفة من المقاطعة الأكاديمية، بالإضافة اللي يعني ذكرته رحيلة عن باكبي اللي هي الحملة الفلسطينية للمقاطعة الأكاديمية والثقافية لإسرائيل. ومثل ما هي ذكرت الحملة هذه تستهدف أساساً الغرب، تستهدف المؤسسات الأكاديمية الغربية، وتركز على مقاطعة الجانب الرسمي فقط من الكيان الصهيوني، وبالتالي تقطع كل العلاقات الثقافية والتبادل الطلابي والمنح والبحوث والتمويل مع مؤسسات تصنف على أنها إسرائيلية. إحنا كأصحاب قضية، كمسلمين، كعرب، إحنا دائما لازم نأخذ خطوة إلى الأمام، وهي مقاطعة الجامعات الغربية التي تمول الكيان الصهيوني. فإحنا المسؤولية علينا أكبر وأكثر. يعني إحنا دائما لما نكون مع يعني الأشخاص من الدول الغربية اللي يكونوا متحمسين للقضية، هناك فرق يكون بين يعني تشبثنا وبين تشبثهم. احنا نؤمن بالمقاومة، ونقولها صراحة، نحن نؤمن بالمقاومة، ولكن هم بالنسبة لهم هم قضية احتلال وقضية إنسانية. فدائما احنا لابد أن نأخذ خطوة إلى الأمام.
في فرق في الوعي بعد.
نعم. طيب خلينا نعرف أول شيء باك بي لإيش ترمز بالضبط. هي اختصار للحملة الفلسطينية للمقاطعة الأكاديمية والثقافية لدولة الاحتلال. الوثائق الرسمية لباك بي دائما تقول إسرائيل. أنا ما أحب كلمة إسرائيل، فأنا أبدلها في كل مكان بدولة الاحتلال أو بالكيان الصهيوني. زعل أكيد تقنية إسرائيلية. أيوه. هذا معناته إنه يسمعنا يعني.
أكيد.
أنا شغال.
كيف؟ أوكي. تمام. ف يعني هذا هو تعريف باك بي. باك بي ائتلاف. There's a cat as well.
Its name is Ginger. That's a cutie pie.
Okay. Yeah, she looks like a ginger. اوكي. مهام باك بي انها تضغط على دولة الاحتلال ضغط اكاديمي لغرض انهاء الاحتلال، انهاء السياسات التمييزية من خلال عزل المؤسسات المتواطئة في تلك السياسات. هذه المبادرة من الائتلاف الأكاديميين والمثقفين الفلسطينيين لقى الكثير من الاهتمام من اتحاد نقابات أساتذة الجامعات الفلسطينية وغيرها من منظمات المجتمع المدني. الإرشادات اللي راح نجي لها أيضا يعني في عندنا ملاحظات عليها، مثلا اللي بالأحمر هنا أنها لا تستهدف الأكاديميين الأفراد بحد ذاتهم. هذه الإرشادات الخاصة بهم أنهم هم فقط يستهدفون المؤسسات الرسمية ولا يستهدفون الأفراد، ولكن نحن أيضاً نرفض التعاون مع أي أفراد إسرائيليين، بمعنى أنهم يؤمنون بالحق الإسرائيلي بالوجود ويمارسون سياسات التمييز العنصري ويقيمون في المستوطنات الإسرائيلية ويؤمنون. يعني هو في النهاية نحن نقول بأن هذه دولة احتلال. إذا كنت يعني ضد سياسة دولة الاحتلال عليك أن تترك هذه الأرض أو تمارس عملاً مضاداً، لأنه في بعض الإسرائيليين الناشطين من أجل القضايا الفلسطينية. فلا يكتفي أن تقول بأنه أنا يعني غير منتمي إلى هذه المؤسسة الرسمية وبالتالي أنا أكاديمي مستقل. إذا كنت أكاديمي مستقل لابد أنك تتبنى مسألة أنك تعيش في دولة احتلال، وأن الدولة التي تعيش تحت ظلها تمارس سياسة الاحتلال. هذه بعض المعلومات يعني اللي تطرقت لها رحيلة أيضا عن الباك بي وكيف ظهرت هذه الحركة. هي يعني لا تعد حركة قديمة، وإنما يعني بدأت بدايات 2000، وأساساً يعني لحقتها بعد ذلك حركة نعرفها كلنا، هي الحركة المشهورة BDS اللي هي يعني تركز على 3 نقاط، اللي هي المقاطعة، سحب الاستثمارات، وفرض العقوبات. لذلك نحن الآن مثلا يعني دائما نقول بأنه لابد من فرض العقوبات على الكيان الصهيوني. لا ينفع فقط أنها أوقفت حرب الإبادة، أنها انسحبت، لا، لابد أنها تعاقب على كل جرم تم ارتكابه. فإذا حركة المقاطعة الأكاديمية تنطوي تحت نفس المظلة، وتدعو إلى تضامن دولي مستمر حتى تلتزم دولة الاحتلال بالقانون الدولي. أيضا رحيلة تطرقت إلى التشابه ما بين يعني الأساليب التي كانت تتبع في جنوب أفريقيا لمقاومة نظام الفصل العنصري. طبعا احنا نقول إنه في فلسطين هو أكثر من نظام فصل عنصري، هو أكثر من ذلك، هو احتلال، هو اعتداء، تجويع، همجية، مجازر مرتكبة. يعني هناك جرائم كثيرة، ليست فقط جريمة التمييز العنصري أو وجود نظام فصل عنصري، ولكن هناك جرائم كثيرة نظام الفصل العنصري يعتبر واحدا منها. الحملة هذه نفسها كما ذكرنا لقيت اهتمام كبير من مجموعة وأطياف واسعة من الأكاديميين والمثقفين. اللي بعدها هذه المبررات اللي وضعتها باكبي. باكبي تقول بأنه هذه الجامعات الصهيونية متواطئة ومراكز الأبحاث فيها متواطئة، وترتبط ارتباطا وثيقا بالسياسات العسكرية، بسياسات التسليح، البحوث نفسها، بناء المستوطنات، إنكار حقوق الفلسطينيين. والأكاديميين الإسرائيليين لا يتحدثون يعني بأي شيء أمام هذه السياسات، وإنما يستمرون في عملهم بشكل طبيعي. أيضا المقاطعة تأتي لأنه إحنا جميعا رأينا أن الجهود السياسية والدبلوماسية والمجتمع الدولي وكل القوانين الدولية فشلت ولم تغير من سياسات دولة الاحتلال، وبالتالي هذا نوع من الأنواع السلمية. مرة أخرى إذا كان سلمي، إحنا دائما نقول أيضا كل الأساليب السلمية واللا سلمية يجب أن توظف لإنهاء الاحتلال، ولكن نحن يعني نتبع المسار الذي يمكننا أن نمشي فيه. بالنسبة للمسؤولية الأخلاقية مرة أخرى يعني الاستشراء أو الاستشهاد بنظام الفصل العنصري في جنوب أفريقيا. طيب إيش هي أساليب المقاطعة الأكاديمية أو ما هي طرق المقاطعة الأكاديمية؟ هذه يعني ممكن إحنا بعدين نطبقها حتى على الجامعات والمؤتمرات، الجامعات الغربية والمؤتمرات والفعاليات الأكاديمية والثقافية التي يتم تنفيذها في الدول العربية. ممكن إحنا نسترشد بشكل كبير بأجندة ودليل باكبي حتى يعني يكون دليلنا الداخلي. يعني حاليا إحنا لما يعني دعونا وقلنا بأنه مثلا هذه المحاضرة قد تهم الأكاديميين وقد تهم الباحثين، هي تهم أيضا أولياء الأمور. لماذا؟ لأن أولياء الأمور يتخذون أحيانا قرارات سفر أبنائهم إلى خارج السلطنة للبعثات، فما تريد أنت كولي أمر أو كولية أمر أنك ترسل أبنائك لجامعة تمول الاحتلال، ويعني إحنا نرى الحراك في الجامعات الغربية. فإذا حتى تكون قراراتنا واعية أيضا. أحيانا ما في حل، ولما ما في حل راح نطرح حل آخر. يعني هذا الحل أخبرتني به إحدى الأخوات، راح نتطرق له في النهاية. أول شيء هم طبعا إحنا ذكرنا أنهم يركزون على مقاطعة المؤتمرات داخل الكيان الصهيوني أو خارجه، الجلسات في المؤتمرات الدولية التي تدار من قبل جمعيات أكاديمية الاحتلال، اجتماع المنظمات، تجنب الأحداث أو البرامج التي تقع تحت السيطرة المؤسسية لدولة الاحتلال. قبل 3 سنوات تقريبا كنت حابة أشارك في مؤتمر، أعتقد كان في أذربيجان أو أوزبكستان، ما أتذكر بالضبط، واحدة من هذه الدول، وأرسلوا لي دليل المؤتمر وفي لجنة التحكيم والأشخاص المشاركين والمحاور للمؤتمر. ولاحظت أنه لجنة التحكيم فيها شخص من جامعة عبرية، من جامعة إسرائيلية، تمام، عفوا ليست جامعة عبرية ولا من جامعة إسرائيلية. فطبعا أنا يعني توقفت، يعني كنت أريد أقدم أوراقي للمشاركة، بس ما أريد إنه ورقتي تحكم عليها لجنة تحكيم أحد أفرادها شخص صهيوني. فإذا إحنا لازم نفكر، إحنا مش فقط الأكاديميين عندنا يشاركوا في مؤتمرات، وإنما أصحاب البزنس وقادة الرأي في المجتمع والنخبة والسياسيين والاقتصاديين كلهم يروحوا يشاركوا في المؤتمرات. طيب أنتوا هل مثلا تبحثوا عن خلفيات هذا المؤتمر؟ من أين يأتي التمويل لهذا المؤتمر؟ من أين يأتي الدعم؟ أنا راح أذكر مثال ليس من باب يعني تفاخر أو شيء من هذا، ولكن فقط كذكر المثال. قبل فترة لما أنا رجعت من الأسطول في أحد الجهات التجارية في عمان وجهوا لي دعوة للتكريم. أنا ما كنت أعرف هذه الجهة فلما بحثت عن هذه الجهة اكتشفت، يعني أنا بحثت سألت إنه من الذي يمولهم حتى يقدموا هذه الجائزة، واكتشفت أنه هم تقريباً 4 مؤسسات، 3 منها مؤسسات تجارية عمانية، والرابع كان له علاقة بالولايات المتحدة، ترويج السلع الأمريكية. طبعاً أنا يعني قدر الإمكان أقاطع السلع الأمريكية، فلا يمكن أن أكون في فعالية جزء من تمويلها من قبل جهة أنا يعني أقاطعها. فلذلك يعني أنتم دائما لما تسافروا لأي مؤتمرات لأي ندوات ابحثوا دائما، وإذا وجدتم أنه في مشاركة من جهة إسرائيلية اكتبوا للمسؤولين عن المؤتمر ومنظمين المؤتمر وقولوا لهم أنه إحنا يعني نقاطع هذا المؤتمر لأنه كذا وكذا، وانشروا على وسائل التواصل أنه هذا المؤتمر يستضيف الباحث الفلاني. طبعا ابحثوا عن هذا الباحث، قد يكون هو ضد يعني قد يكون مثل إيلان بابيه، تمام؟ فتبحثوا عن هذا الشيء، ودائما كونوا واعين بالمؤتمرات التي تشاركون بها. أيضا واعين بأي شيء في اسم الشرق الأوسط، تمام؟ من ملاحظتي الشخصية أي شيء في الشرق الأوسط معناته في حاجة يعني مثيرة للشبهة، يعني اسم استعماري طبعا يعني. فإذا وفقا لقواعد باك بي إنه المؤتمرات أو الفعاليات الأكاديمية، معارض الكتب، معارض الفنية، يعني مثلا في معرض في فرانكفورت أعتقد معرض الضرائب. وطبعا يعني يمكن التفاوض في هذا الموضوع والتواصل معهم والتأكيد عليهم بهذا الشيء، هذا كحل يعني أخير. نعم. السلايد اللي بعده.
بس هو اللي طرحنا انه ادنبرا كانت من المدن اللي قطعت.
الحين في اسكتلند بشكل عام، اسكتلند عندها هذا التوجه. مثلا جامعة نيوكاسل يعني بكل صراحة يقول أننا لسنا جامعة مسالمة ولا نطالب بوقف الإطلاق النار في غزة. هذا كان أثناء الحرب. هذا آخر خبر كان منشور في موقع العربي الجديد. حتى لو تحطوا الخبر هذا وتقرأوا الموضوع كامل، إنه حالات المقاطعة الأكاديمية ارتفعت من 500 إلى 750 خلال 5 أشهر، وهذا يكلفها المليارات. إذن في فائدة، في خسارة.
في تقرير 1000 حالات مقاطعة.
1000
في جريدة صهيونية.
أوكي، ارتفع العدد.
يقولون احنا في وضع ممكن
في وضع، نعم صحيح صحيح. فبالتالي احنا نعول على انهيار كل شيء. تعرفوا هو مثل اللعبة هذيك لما تسحب شيء، شو تسموها هذيك اللعبة؟ دومينو. تسحب شيء وبعدين يبدأ الأشياء الباقية كلها تسقط واحدا وراء الآخر. فالآن يعني لذلك أنا في البداية قلت الخنق لابد أن يكون بكل المجالات وكل الطرق ومن كل الجوانب. وأعتقد هذا آخر سلايد. ما أعرف في شيء غيره. أيوة. والآن المجال مفتوح لكم للأسئلة والمناقشات. تفضل. عليكم السلام.
شكرا جدا على التنظيم. شكرا جدا. صوت واضح؟
هو عشان
واضح. شكرا جدا على التنظيم، و باسمي وباسم تقريبا كل العمانيين نشكرك جدا على اللي قمت به، ونسأل الله أن يتقبل منك إن شاء الله. عندي عدة نقاط يعني هي كاقتراحات إن احنا نشتغل مع بعض، فممكن أفكار يعني نبني مع بعض. عجبتني فكرة إن نحدد الجامعات اللي يعني نتجنبهن، بس اشتغلت في المقاطعة الاقتصادية ودائما نحاول بالعكس، بدل عن نكون دائما في الدفاع وإيش اللي نقاطعه. نفس الشيء في جامعات ممكن تكون ساهمت في دعم القضية ونحاول
نعم
نركز عليها ونحاول ندعمها، مثلا نشجع البقية أبناء الطلاب أو اسمه، وحتى يمكن يكون في تنسيق مع وزارة التعليم العالي إذا يمكن. في عندي كانسر. أيوة. من العنوان إنه هي مقاطعة أكاديمية وثقافية. الأكاديمية يعني واجد تكلمت عنها، وبس الثقافية ما أعرف هل في خطوات وهل معروف كيف أثرهم. أنا متأكد يعني هم أثرهم في مثلا في الإعلام، في الفن، في الأفلام الهوليوودية وكذا والقنوات، وحتى في تحديد المستوى مثلا المحتوى في يوتيوب أو في انستغرام أو في معظم وسائل التواصل. هم يحاولوا يحكروا المحتوى الداعم، لكن هم خسروا في السنتين. بس أتوقع في جوانب أخرى يعني لهم أثر، وكيف ممكن نحصله ونستهدفه.
هو طبعا احنا ركزنا على المقاطعة الأكاديمية، بس يعني ممكن في مرات أخرى نخصص المجال يعني للحديث عن المقاطعة الثقافية والفنية. تعرف لو دخلنا الثقافية ما شاء الله تشمل أشياء كثيرة، تشمل الفن والأدب وأمور أخرى يعني.
إن شاء الله. وآخر حاجة بس، كيف ممكن مثلا إذا أحد بغى يساعد يتطوع، لأن عادة ذي الأعمال أعرف
والله لو أنت حاولت تعمل بحث تمام يعني مفيد جدا. يعني البحث اللي عملته رحيلة عن الجامعات.
I can't really understand when you speak fluent.
Well, he says how can we help?
I can speak English.
Okay.
How we can support? I know usually in like volunteer organization you don't have that much resources.
Yes.
So can you open the door for volunteering? I'm sure many people want to participate to support in their free time in the.
First and foremost, make sure whatever activities you are engaging in, your government is allowing that. First and foremost, that is very important because you are dear to your mothers. We understand that. And secondly, remaining within the narrow field of law-abiding citizens, what we can do is, first of all, we can go to the internet and register ourselves as volunteers in the BDS movement. After that, there is an organization from all over the world, the big tech giants are working. It is known as Tech for Palestine. They are actually working, most of them are from US, one person is from Pakistan, and I think 2 gentlemen are from Arabia. They are working to have some kind of technology so that we can stop using Microsoft Office, stop using Google, we can stop relying on all the kind of things that our universities use in our databases, all this technical stuff. That is called Tech for Palestine. Please look it up, and you can have an application form as working as a volunteer there. And next time, well, if there's a flotilla, ask doctor to join her. Get them aid, try to get the aid inside. That is very important.
But I think what the gentleman is saying, that we have a structured approach here in Oman, especially we don't have. And there is no such thing as, I don't think that we have reached a point where, yes, we are all dear for our countries, but I think the floor is open. It's only we are.
It
We
is
don't.
open. The thing is, I'm coming from a point where I have seen people being shot for protesting for Palestine.
Yes.
I have seen that with my own eyes. I have experienced that. That is why I said that.
Yes,
I don't want that happening to other people.
No. I think what we want to go within the stance of our government and our
with
senior religious clerk who
Till
is
then
also
again,
supporting
you are in
it.
a country which is very much sympathetic with Palestine.
Yes.
You are Arabs, you are brothers.
Yeah.
So it is easier.
So I think what he's trying to say, within that limit, if we can
Yeah.
do something, if we can have an
آيات عندك شيء؟
Join BDS, join Tech for Palestine, ask them to tell you what you can
لا،
do.
كإجابة.
Also raise awareness.
كإجابة.
Raise awareness.
Okay.
Tell these things to everyone you can reach. Tell these things. People do not know. Raise awareness is something we can do. You can, students, if you're students, you can have a seminar, you can talk with each other, you can talk to your friends who are living abroad. You can have a lot of things like that. Raising awareness is something grassroots level which people like us can do. And obviously we cannot take arms. We cannot do that. People like me back home can do is, we can put pressure on our government at the risk of being shot at. That is what we're doing. Your governments are better, so you can do the seminars and raising awareness stuff. Yes.
So actually, university students have a lot of power. In SQU, we've seen so many boycott projects that have been changed because students are very strict with boycotting. And that's very nice, but let's amplify it through emailing the university when you see that they're bringing materials that are boycotts. When you're seeing that, okay, for example, you won't be able to tell them cut out 5 main laptop providers, but you'll be able to tell them that at least Intel is on the UN list for violation of human rights. So if everyone starts sending those sort of emails, eventually we can have some sort of an impact.
Very good point. Don't buy things from their side, from the cafeterias. Very important. Don't go to Zara.
عفوا أنت هل عندك حساب أو شيء يعني، وإذا أنت تحب إنك تجمع البيانات وتعمل هذا النوع من البحوث، ممكن أنت تعمل بحث على الإنترنت عن المؤتمرات الأكاديمية اللي تقام في الدول العربية، تمام؟ وتشوف إيش طبيعة ارتباطها، هل لها ارتباطات يعني بالكيان الصهيوني أو لا، وممكن حتى تخبرنا، ممكن ترسل لي أنا أو ترسل لي رحيلة، وإحنا راح ننشر يعني. أيوة. فممكن تساهم بالمعلومات.
Two people are asking questions here.
Assalamu alaikum. First of all, thank you so much, Rahila, for your fruitful words, and شكرا أمامة لأنك تعبري عن شخصية كل فرد موجود هنا. في عندي يعني سؤال ممكن يكون حساس نوعا ما، بس هو متعلق بالمقاومة، يعني خصوصا احنا كعمانيين يعني عندنا تاريخ عريق في مقاومة
السلام عليكم. Thank you دكتورة رحيلة، وشكرا دكتورة أمامة. صوتي واضح ولا؟
واضح واضح.
أيوه. بغيت أتكلم موضوعين تقريبا. الموضوع الأول هو إيلان بابي. هو في النهاية بعد ما ارتكب الانتحار الباسبورت ماله، لغاية ما ينتحر بالباسبورت نعبره احنا كعرب على الأقل.
ما سحب
ما سحب، لا.
أوكي.
بعده على جنسيته ويقول أنا ما رجعت لإسرائيل، بس إنه في نفس الوقت احنا كعرب أعتقد الأفضل ناخذ خطوة لقدام ونقاطعه أصلا، لأنه عندنا فلسطينيين مثقفين نقدر هم اللي نحط صوتهم في الأمام بدل لا إنه نسمع أصوات البيض أولا. وبالنسبة للنقطة الثانية اللي هي موضوع مقاطعة الجامعات اللي يعني الكومبليسيت. أنا في 2022 قدمت على جامعة ما راح أذكر اسمها عشان ما ينعرف من أنا، وانقبلت ورحت. رحت في 2023 واكتشفت إن الجامعة نفسها تصنع ال F-35s. يعني تطور ال F-35s بطريقة إنه تصير أسرع. وطبعا أنا في نص الإبادة وأسمع هالقصة وأحس يا الله أنا إيش سويت في نفسي يعني. فأتوقع المخرج كان بالنسبة لي الطلبة الثوريين اللي كنت معاهم صديقتهم حولهم وأش اسمه، أحاول إنه أساندهم بأي طريقة. كوني عمانية ما أقدر إني أشارك معهم لأني لو انكشفت ما أعرف إيش بيصير، بس إنه حاولت إني أساندهم. فالطلبة المجانين موجودين فندعمهم. أعتقد يعني إنه
أنا شفت نساء مجنونات في الماضي يعني.
فشكرا جزيلا.
Got the gist at the start, then I lost you somewhere in the middle.
Do you prefer me to speak in English?
Yes, please.
Just in addition to, she was talking about universities that are complicit in the West.
I got the gist.
Yeah.
But then in the middle,
Yeah, and like how to support the movement of boycotting in these universities. Because they're complicit not just in investments, but also in the making of.
See, MIT.
المايك اوكي.
واحد حل سؤال واحد حل جواب معذرة.
عشان
Oh, okay. It's just an example.
Yeah.
MIT, everyone knows the name. Well established, good university. It started calling my husband. Actually, they got his he's a professional in the banking sector. They started calling him to get into their program themselves. What my husband said was, I will not be joining your program until and unless you listen to your students who are encampment, who are all in encampment outside of your campuses, and stop your investment in Israel. And it put the phone down. Do that. Stop going to those universities who are investing. Do not agree to their whatever terms they want. Do not get lured into their traps. We are the ones, the public, we are the ones who are giving them their rankings. If the students of the Middle East, of the southern side, of the African side stop going there, they won't be having a lot of money, because we know that the fees they charge from us is a lot higher than what they charge from their own students.
3 times.
It's 3 times greater. They get the money from us. Just because that we were tempting, we were like, oh, it's MIT's degree, it's whatever the university's name, which is that degree, I want to take it now. Let it go. That is one point. How to not support those universities. Kick them out of your life. We don't need them. We are the ones who made them.
I just want to add about the list. I already have one.
Okay.
About the list of universities that are complicit. For example, in the UK, there is on the website of PCS, which is PSC, Palestine Solidarity Campaign. They have a whole list of all the universities that are complicit and that are investing in companies that support the Israeli occupation. Not just in the making, but also with money and funding. In addition to that, I would strongly encourage all students, especially studying abroad, to be part of the apartheid of campus movement and the Palestine societies in each university of these Western universities, to take action in putting pressure on these universities, managements, to divest and boycott the Israeli government and universities and companies that are complicit.
Do make sure to have a lawyer at your back and forth.
You don't really need a lawyer because they have already signed the fair trade agreements with the UN. So they are doing something that is against the law.
They have, but actually the government, after the Trump government came into power, they are not actually, being...
I'm talking about the UK.
Oh, you're talking about UK, okay. I was talking about US. Yes, that gentleman wants to ask a question.
I just need to add something.
Okay.
Being a part of that university, I was part of the Palestine Society, and unfortunately, they've been cooped. Like Zionists are part of that movement, so we need to be careful about that as well.
السلام عليكم. بالنسبة للجامعات البريطانية اللي حطيتوها أو أكيد في جامعات أخرى يعني الحين أنا كأم عندي طالب في الثانوية العامة يعني هو ما اختياري كثر ما هو التعاون اللي موجود بين وزارة التعليم العالي وهذه الجامعات يعني في تعاون مسبق في اتفاق مسبق في دفع يمكن مسبق فنحن يعني شيء فعلي ممكن نسويه كيف ممكن نضغط على الوزارة نفسها يعني نتكلم ونتحرك عن طريق الوزارة لأنه هم التعاون بالعادة يكون بينهم هم وبين هذيك الجامعات فأنا كشخص مستقل ما عندي هذا الاختيار.
ممكن من ناحيتين يعني من ناحية أيوة من ناحية ضروري إن نحن يعني نكلم الوزارة أيوة لكن حتى كأفراد فيه يعني جانب اختيار يعني هذا الموقع اللي ذكرته Palestine Solidarity Campaign فيه اللستة ممكن طلاب يختاروا أصلا الجامعات يدرسوا فيها.
نعم. لا عفوا الحين بالنسبة للتعليم العالي يعني أحد أهداف هذه المحاضرة إنه نفتح العيون على هذا الموضوع وممكن أنا كتبت في موضوع سابق تغريدة أو على الفيسبوك إنه لوزارة التعليم العالي طلب إنها تتوقف عن التعامل مع هذه الجامعات فإذا وجدتي إذا دخلت على موقع وزارة التعليم العالي ووجدت أي من هذه الجامعات موجودة ممكن نبدأ نكتب كل حد منا يكتب رسالة إلى الوزارة ويحثها على أنه واعتقد الوزارة والمؤسسة عندنا المؤسسات الحكومية عندها وعي بهذا الجانب فإحنا ممكن نطلب منهم أنهم يتوقفوا التعامل مع هذه الجامعة ونكتب يعني وما في إلا الإعلام. نعم. نعم احنا بصراحة يعني كنا نريد نقارن شوية ما بين الجامعات اللي موجودة في هذه القائمة وما بين الجامعات اللي الوزارة ترسل لها أو اللي تبعث لها بعثات بس لحد الحين ما صار عندنا هذا الوقت ممكن حتى تساعدنا لحد الحين وممكن تساعدينا لحد الحين ما صار عندنا الوقت إنه نعمل هذا البحث ما بين قائمة الوزارة وما بين قائمة الجامعات اللي يعني يجب مقاطعتها فلو وجدت عندنا هذه القائمة ممكن احنا نخاطبهم ونرسل لهم رسائل. نعم.
بالطبع تضيف ان هذه فكرة جدا ممتازة لأن بالفعل إذا تكتب رسالة لرئيس الجامعة وإذا في خصوصا عدد طلبة واجد في بعض الجامعات فيها 200 300 طالب خليجي 400 راتب
واحنا ندفع يعني فاحنا لنا الحق انه
واحنا وزاره عندنا اتفاق معاكم
نعم
واحنا قاعدين نفكر اذا ما تعيدوا النظره لكم
سألنا سؤال. لا
السلام عليكم. Thank you رحيلة. شكرا دكتورة أمامة. I'll speak in English.
Yes.
And I think I would like to add, maybe answer a little bit the question of the brother on what can I do, or how can I help, and how can I volunteer.
Yes, please.
But then finally, I have a question for you. I think asking the question is the first step.
That's true.
What can I do is the first step. Only by asking that question, you start thinking of possible answers. And I think it's very important to realize that as an individual, you can do a lot. Whether volunteering in a bigger scope with someone else, or also and equally important, by focusing on your own local community. What is your circle of influence? Who are the people that are influenced by you? The house, the village, the school, the office. I think do not undermine the importance of change within these small circles of influence. لأنه they make a big difference. And you will be surprised that a lot of initiatives that today are big, they started by two people talking to each other in a corridor. So put the effort, put the نية that you will not stop resisting by any possible means, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will open the doors for you to contribute something.
Inshallah.
Yeah, so this is I think is my message. أنا نص أكاديمي مش أكاديمي. Yes.
اوكي جيد.
Yes.
You can have this seat.
Okay, as an academic here in Oman, and first of all, I would like to thank you all for attending and our presenters as well. As an academic in Oman, I'm facing some struggle of changing the mentality within the university that I'm working in. Yani, I got one comment from, unfortunately, another Omani academic when I just pointed, if you can just change the example you gave in the case scenario for the exam, instead of having yani, a boycott company, try to find another one. She told me frankly in my face, like, isn't the war over?
See, exactly what my point is. People do not know. People have no knowledge, they have no education about the issue at hand.
Exactly.
They have no idea what is happening there.
Yes, and exactly.
Keep on telling them.
Yani, even if you are saying like those people are educated and they are academic, yani, the problem is yani, it's the culture. It's already embedded in our culture all these years. We have followed those people. And now when the war came, all the masks fall down. And this is what I'm trying to educate my student. Please take a wise step ahead and just look around and see it's not about them, it's about us internally. We need to change within us. If we are fighters from inside, no one can stop us from whatever field we are in. So what I'm trying now in my like small scope is to avoid whatever examples of a boycott companies and trying to replace them with another example, because I don't want to keep embedding those names in their brains, because those names will keep on walking to the other generations as well. So at least يعني, without just looking abroad and thinking of the university that we need to boycott from outside, we should actually start working from inside. We should start يعني, talking to our own universities and colleges. We need to at least to stop taking them as an example, because they are no longer an example. They don't have the right now to be an example anymore. Thank you.
Water keeps on falling on the stone. At some point, it will make a hole.
Yes.
Let's keep on doing that.
Don't surrender. The advice is don't surrender.
Do you want
to support the next one?
If you see something bad happening, if you can, try to stop it with the sword. If you cannot, try to stop it with the word of mouth. And if you still can't do that, at least in your heart, you should know that that is the wrongdoing. And that is what, I mean, we people are trying to go to the second step. We can't use the sword. So we are trying to at least educate people, trying to raise awareness, trying to hold seminars and gatherings about it, because people really actually don't know, as you said. People don't take interest. We have to, you know, drag them to come and see this is what's happening. Yeah, take interest.
Before we take the question, just a quick announcement. We're going to have a cinema day here again at TV on the 2nd of November. So please join us.
How can we register?
We'll put the link up in the return note. After you take a picture of this, I'll get the QR
Yes, sure.
بس بالعربي speak in Arabic. ممكن وجودكم في دولة أوريدي مقاطعة وفيها يعني نوعا ما في موقف رسمي، في قوانين والعلاقات خفيفة مع الكيان. يعني مثلا أنا القسم اللي أنا فيه في جامعتي توهم موظفين قبل شهر أكاديمي إسرائيلي، وشارك في الكيان، فبكون في حملة عليه، بس لازم يكون زميلي. أنا وش أسوي يعني لا أستقيل من شغلي، وهذا شيء وارد يعني. المهم نتكلم عن المقاطعة، لكن مثل ما قلت الدعم. فالأكاديميين الفلسطينيين شنو يريدون؟ لأن في حملة دولية للمقاطعة، لكن في المقابل كيف ندعم الأكاديميين الفلسطينيين؟ أول شيء، وهذا بعد في الجامعة نفسها تحارب هذا الشيء، فطالبنا مثلا بالزمالات الخاصة بالفلسطينيين. لما صار الحرب ضد أوكرانيا على طول كل الأقسام في زمالة فلوشيب حق يوكرانيان وسكولرشيبس، ومرة واحدة قسمي في واحدة أوكرانية قاعدة وما أدري شنو خلال أشهر. زين وين الزمالات للأكاديميين الفلسطينيين؟ قالوا لا احنا ما يصير نسمي زمالة باسم فلسطيني، لازم نسوي بشكل عام حق المضطهدين، يعني سووا اي شيء اللي يقدرون فيه عشان يتفادون كلمة فلسطين. الشغلة الثانية اللي قاعدين يحاولون الأكاديميين الفلسطينيين يسوونها تأسيس مراكز دراسات أو قسم يعني للدراسات فلسطين، مو موجود في كل الجامعات، يعني Center for Palestinian Studies مو موجود في كل الجامعات. فقالوا على الأقل نستغل الفرصة أن نخلي الجامعة توعدنا بتأسيس في المقابل، يعني عمل مؤسساتي ففي هذا الشيء. وين المؤسسات في الدراسات الفلسطينية هني مثلا؟ يعني دعوة الفلسطينيين في المناهج، حتى في مواد، بدل ما نستعين بأمثلة أو citation politics اللي هي يعني الموارد اللي نستعملها، بدل ما نسوي citation لإيلان بابي نسوي citation يعني الأستاذ راشد خالدي مثلا أو إدوار سعيد، أو يعني في البديل، لأن عندنا مسافة محدودة في الموارد اللي نقدر نستند إليها. ففي المقابل في أشياء أكثر اللي ما نسويها كفاية أعتقد في العالم العربي، اللي هي فعلا ندعم الفلسطينيين بهالشكل، أو دعم مباشر للطلبة، يعني منح جديدة في الجامعات الموجودة، إعادة إعمار الجامعات في غزة مثلا. في كثير من هالجانب ما قاعد يجي من العالم العربي، اللي هو مفروض الأولى إنه يبادر من هالناحية يعني. شكرا.
في أسئلة أخرى؟ آخر سؤال
نختم لأنه
خاص بصير وقت الصلاة.
Thank you. دكتور رحيلة، دكتور أمامة، شكرا جزيلا. Thank you so much for the insights. I think as we live in Oman, the Omani law considers the commercial products from outside, Israeli commercial products, as a crime. So I guess even the certificate, it's a product. At the end of the day, when my son or my daughter will get a certificate from UK or from, so I guess it might be advanced decision in to have a law to crime again getting certificates from such universities. Oman might do such advanced step in near future. I can't expect this from other countries, but in Oman I think let's pray to have this decision soon, inshallah. Thank you so much.
We need to work on it.
You are absolutely right. But the thing is, we are at the part of the world and at a certain period of time where we look at the West as our superiors, where we look at their institutions as being superior institutions. Our children, when they get admission in somewhere in the UK or in Europe or wherever, the mothers get very proud that, oh, my son is being a doctor from UK. See, your son only, yeah, here university, very bad. This is the mindset which needs to be changed. This is the mindset we need to change. We are the ones, it is the international students actually which have given them their ranking. It is most of the international students are the ones, they pick up the cream from all over the countries, and they call them and they ask them, they give them such good incentives that they go there. It's the same in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh side, Middle Eastern side, the other side. If we stop thinking like that, if we start giving our money, our time, our efforts to our own institutions, why would we be behind them? We won't be. Because honestly, the robes that they wear when over the graduation, where did they come from? They are Arabian robes, na? They are from the Abbasid period. They took that in the West and they westernized it. They think it is such a robe of honor. The robe of honor used to be from the Arabs. It is not there. So we have to take the robe of honor back. The thing is.
Of course. Okay.
Any questions? Any comments? Okay. From
I think
this side of
we should
conclude.
Yeah.
Both of us.
شكرا جزيلا.